So welcome friends, welcome to Dnyanjyoti education. Friends, today's video is going to be a very important video because in today's video we are going to understand that what is the analysis for MPSC prelims regarding geography as a subject. Now to brief you that MPSC have already advertised that the exam is going to be there on 28th September 2025. So we are almost left out with around 6 months, and geography is that subject which is very much commonly understood and studied for prelims as well as mains. In mains, geography is going to be there in GS1, and prelims geography is going to appear for around 15 questions, that is around 30 marks. Okay, now see that geography is that subject, if you prepared for prelims, the same thing or the same topics, the same books, the same concepts are going to be there useful for mains examination. So once you are done with geography for preparing for prelims examination, you are even done with the mains preparation too. So it's a very important subject. Now MPSC have changed its syllabus and its pattern for the mains examination. 2025 is that year where MPSC is going to conduct first time the examination in a descriptive way, and therefore you must understand that exam is now switched from factual understanding to more of analytical perspective, and therefore we must understand that geography is that subject where facts are also important but even concepts are also important. MPSC 2024 prelims paper have evidently proved that we are going to put concept and do not rely on factual data, because concept is something that you cannot lag behind. Even factual data is even been asked, but concept is also we must concentrate on. Now for this video we are going to analyze the 2013 to 2024 paper. It means that around 11 years what are the topics have appeared in our prelim stage, we are going to actually point out. And therefore when you start preparing geography as a subject, you must understand, have I covered these points or not? If not, definitely you must concentrate and actually revisit your strategy and try to complete topics first, then try to complete books. Okay, in this video I am even going to actually suggest what are the different study material and commonly read books that you must read, so that you actually qualify in this examination at ease. Before starting this video, let me give you a brief information that for targeting MPSC prelims that is going to be there on 20th September, we have launched a batch, and the name of the batch is Dheya. In the Dnyanjyoti education, we have launched this batch in two mediums. We are having a Marathi medium batch that is going to start from 26th of March, and we are even having a batch that is in English medium, exclusively giving you exclusively notes in English format, that is going to start from 1st of April 2025. Both these classes are going to be conducted online and even offline. The timing of this batch is evening 7 to 9. So you might be a working professional, you might be a homemaker, so you might be a college student, and most of this group have time around 7, so they can attend the batch and definitely complete their course. This is a very strategic targeting batch of 28th September examination, and for prelims, if we do not have a strategy, we are definitely not going to qualify. To understand and get into more details, what you can do, you can pick up your phone and call us on 788-799-2834, or you can even reach us on 99 75 80 61 and 27. Any number you can actually dial and inquire more about this batch. At the end of video, I am even going to actually make you aware that what are the different features that we are offering in this batch. Now let us start this video without any delay. So in geography as a subject for this state services, that is MPSC, we are going to study geography at 3 levels. First is going to be general geography, or general geography is also conceptually and most famously known as world geography. Okay, world or general geography is the same thing that we are going to study, where we are going to study basic concept and even understand some basic geographical world mappings is definitely going to appear. Then second stage or second part on in this geography subject is understanding geography of India. So second part would be Indian geography and the third part would be Maharashtra geography. So we are going to prepare geography at three levels: world level, India level and Maharashtra, or at the state level. Now when I talk about general geography, if I see for the past 10 to 11 years, around 70 questions have appeared. So in the past 10 years, general geography will fetch something around 6 to 7 questions in out of the 15 questions. So it's a big weightage. Now this 6 to 7 questions, what I have analyzed and listed out the topics are as follows. The first point that we need to understand, that basic question from physical geography is asked, especially from geomorphology. Concepts such as plate tectonics, continental drift, sea floor spreading, where concept as well as the understanding of the themes are necessary, are appearing in the prelims examination. Then second point is questions are appearing from origin of the earth. Here on the top of the bar the number of questions have been listed out. The number of questions only give you an perspective that which topic to prioritize. Okay, if you have already read the subject, you can prioritize. If not, then there is a flow through which you can understand geography. First you need to understand geomorpho, then go for climate, and then go for the rest of the points. Okay, then we have origin of the earth. Now in this origin of the earth, one basically repeated theme is understanding different theories that are hypothesized for evolution of the universe. That is also evolution of the earth. Theories such as nebular hypothesis, theories such as gaseous hypothesis, theories such as Big Bang theory need to be at least understood in a one line format. Okay, not too deep digging but only theories and the person associated with it is something that have been recurringly asked as match the following. Then comes the interior of the earth, that is understanding different layers, understanding different temperature conditions, understanding how these layers are identified, understanding what are the different discontinuities in interior of the earth, something that we can actually understood by indirect sources is studying the interior of the earth. To understand, or when we study this topic interior of the earth, this topic is to be conceptually even understood and factual information is to be even mucked up. So at both the levels, interior of the earth is to be studied. Then latitude and longitude. Now when we understand latitude and longitude, we must understand that the different latitudinal and longitudinal trends are also to be even understood. Okay, latitude and longitudinal trends, what are the latitudes important for? How do temperature varies? How do biodiversity varies? How do temperature varies in the ocean according to latitudinal? What are longitudes meant for? What is international date line? How do longitude influence different time zones in the country? Then what do you mean by Indian Standard Time? Such basic concepts regarding latitude and longitudes are to be understood. Even a basic concept that I will identify here is, that is apparent movement of the sun. Apparent movement of the sun. This is a very basic concept. This concept help us to understand that how the temperature is distributed latitudinally on the earth. Okay, you must find out this point and try to understand in a very conceptual manner. Then next topic that have appeared is solar radiation. Around 3 questions I have witnessed. What is solar constant? How do solar radiation reach us? Then how this solar radiation reaching is reflected back? Even the concepts like heat budget, are to be understood thoroughly, because this concept is something upon which we actually understand temperature and seasonal variation. Then further moving on, we are even faced with the questions, that is state services recurringly asked what are the different landforms. So whenever landforms are actually constructed or formed, then basic concepts such as weathering and erosion are indirectly understood. What are the five kinds of erosional agents and how do they work on earth is a concept that we must understand. 2025, a very beautiful question was asked regarding Western Ghats, where erosion, a kind of erosion and the shape that Western Ghats is taking was asked, and such kind of information is nowhere given in the books but need to be understood and built on the theoretical concept. Therefore, whenever we are preparing geography, concepts are also to be followed, because general geography is something that we must understand is built on concepts only. Then we have rocks, the very basic question, rocks such as primary, sedimentary, metamorphic, its subtypes, its example, rock cycle is to be covered, and a rocks is to be prepared thoroughly, because this topic is a very simple topic. Discussing about UPSC also, UPSC have even asked basic question that please explain us primary rocks. So whenever the State Services Commission or Central Services Commission are framing questions, they are even testing aspirant at an basic fundamental level. But we are talking about MPSC, that is State Services. We must also, this point is also important from this examination perspective also. Then further moving on, we have concepts like volcanoes and earthquakes. Okay, these are very fundamental questions related to physical geography. If you see, the number of questions are quite good, that is total 6 questions. Volcanoes especially, recurringly questions have come from volcanoes, especially volcanoes classification on based of eruption. Then what are the different kinds of volcanic landforms, intrusive, extrusive, all must be prepared so that we can answer this question. Then the maximum question that have been asked is on the river system. Okay, river system is something that on the world level should be prepared in a very brief manner. Important rivers of Africa, Europe, China, even important rivers of India can be included, because Indian geography is something that we are discussing separately. But we must understand basic few major rivers of the world. Like 2024 MPSC prelims have asked question, which of the following rivers is the most major river of USA? And 4 options were given. We must able to crack such very basic question by understanding basic world location and basic river system of the world. Not in a too deep manner, but in a very brief manner we must actually prepare. Then questions have come from human geography, concepts such as human geographical concepts like we can understand agriculture can be related, human geography concepts like thinker and associated theories can be related, like location theories, Weber's location theory can even be a potential question. So human geography is something that we must prepare. Now there is a book that I am going to suggest, that is 12th standard fundamentals, 12th standard NCRT fundamentals of human geography is a book that most of the aspirants do not put in their preparation, but I would suggest that now we have sufficient time, still 6 months are there, we can actually go for comprehensive preparation, and human geography can be prepared from this book. Even book that is India, People and Economy, India, People and Economy, which is another book for 12th standard. These both the books you can put in your preparation, because I have observed that few topics, few questions are definitely coming from this books. Further moving, forest, types of forest, 8 types of forest we must understood, or either you can even go for some comprehensive classification of forest. Then in forest you must also prepare types of trees and associated forest, because this is something that will make a question difficult, and therefore they would be tending to ask, can a student crack such kind of questions? Do he or she have the basic understanding? Then definitely these two topics are fetching huge question. Climate, and in climate winds I have separated out, but you can understand that is total questions, if I calculate 13 questions, which is a fair number, and therefore climatology is something that we cannot neglect. Climate is that topic which is highly conceptual, and therefore if a student is able to understand this point, definitely he would be good for an administrative service, because an analytical mind will definitely understand such kind of topic. Then further moving on, questions on based on environment, that is question on basics on atmospheric atmospheric layer have appeared. Then questions on resources have been appeared, world resources. Then questions on oceanography. Now oceanography is not coming after 2019. Questions since 2019 have not been asked, but prior to that oceanography, where definitely one or two questions would appear from this topic. So number of questions have appeared 5. So in the past, if they have asked, definitely the exam holds a potential to again re-ask, or this topic can even re-emerge as a potential question or a potential topic for your examination. Further moving on, questions from agriculture or local agriculture, that is typology of agriculture, the classification of agriculture, have even asked subsistence level, intensive subsistence level, primitive, concept as well as fact would definitely be coming. So these are the topics that I have identified that are coming from general geography. Further moving on, if we want to prepare, then one of the very important book that everyone must read is 11th standard NCRT. 11th standard NCRT. The name of the book is Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Along with that, I would even suggest that 12th NCRT, that is Fundamentals of Human Geography, Fundamentals of Human Geography, and India. There are two books for 12th, India, People and Economy. You can actually put all these three books together and definitely do your preparation, because these are excellently written and many questions and many topics are actually covered in this book. Along with that, we have even prepared notes. Our class notes would also be a good option if we want to prepare for geography. The books or the notes that I have prepared, I have given the name as Principles of Geography. You can even refer our class notes and even do the preparation of general geography. Now, after covering this general geography, let us try to understand the topics regarding Indian geography. All right, now let us start analysis of Indian geography. What are the topics that have been asked in the past 10 to 11 years in our prelim stage? Now see, Indian geography, the number of questions that I have listed out is around 70 to 72. It means this topic will have maximum number of questions. So after general geography, if you are picking up Maharashtra geography, the strategy would not be a good strategy, because Indian, though the examination is on the state level, still Indian geography is fetching more questions. If you see previous toppers, few toppers have even left out Maharashtra geography because they did not find to cover it. But we are now, and we have understood now that there are still 6 months for this examination. So why to leave Maharashtra geography? But the priority would be the last. Okay. Second priority of general geography would be Indian geography. What are the topics that have been coming? Very basic topics regarding location and area. 6 question, latitudes, longitudes, what according area wise India ranks how much. Then how do Tropic of Cancer divides? What are the different longitudes passing? What are the different special features of different longitudes? We must be thoroughly prepare with the maps and even understand these concepts on this location. After that, we have topics that is physical geography. Okay, understanding India's different physiographic division, because number of questions are more. What do you understand by Indian plateau region, mountain region, western and eastern coastal plain, the difference between the two? We must understand different physiographic features in detail also, such as Malwa plain, Malwa plateau. If I give you north, south, east, west some physical features, you must be able to put them chronologically, which features appear to the north and which appears to the south. Because if I tell you that first 3 points, locational, physical and even climate, where 6 questions have been asked, these points are definitely going to be the part of your mains too. Understand friends that MPSC is first time taking this examination in 2025, which is in a descriptive format, but this information is for new student. MPSC used to conduct this examination in descriptive format before 2011, and therefore you must understand that when we have analyzed those past year question, we have found out that their first 3 points are very favorite. They ask this point as an descriptive questions also. So you must thoroughly prepare at prelims level only regarding India. Then we have river system, environment and rock system, where Indian rivers are to be prepared, environmental condition, rock system that is appearing in India. Once a very difficult question appeared, but at least basic rock system of India should be prepared. Then valleys, different dams, transport and communication. Here current affairs is to be even understood. Schemes like PM Gati Shakti, different roads, different transport ways, different rail routes are to be understood through maps. You must even make yourself aware what are the different projects going on, such as Sagarmala, Bharatmala. Then such questions from tourism have been appeared from current affairs. Indian agriculture system is also fetching good amount of question. Okay, types of agricultural system followed in India, current affairs, concepts like systematic rice intensification, which are new techniques introduced, awareness from current affairs, awareness from agricultural schemes, everything must be prepared. Then mineral resources of India have faced 4 questions. Forest, questions on forest have faced 3 questions. Then human geography concepts in India have even appeared with 5 questions in number. And social geography, that is settlement geography, even 6 questions have been coming. On this 2 topic, I would say another point is population. So you must actually prepare all this point to actually get good marks in Indian geography. Now coming to the next point, that is what are the sources for Indian geography. One of the very best books that is available is 11th standard NCERT, that is India Physical Environment. With this you can even refer to our notes. We have also in a Dnyanjyoti education, we have even prepared notes which are quite comprehensive, which would be covering your India paper from factual as well as analytical perspective, and therefore these are going to be class notes, and this class notes can also be one of the option. But if you do not have the access, what you can do, you can start reading this NCERT. This NCERT will give you quite a number of questions in your examination. And on the same lines, if I move further, then I would be even understanding that there is a third point that I have to cover, that is Maharashtra geography. Maharashtra geography, total 44 questions have appeared. So if I take an average of 10 to 11 years, then on an average 3 to 4 questions are related to Maharashtra, which is number wise a very low weightage to geography, Maharashtra geography. But if I say marks wise, 8 marks are there. Now Maharashtra geography can even be a potential topic regarding mains perspective, and if we strategize our preparation, we cannot neglect. Okay, at the time of say prior to examination, you must have short notes that will make your Maharashtra geography to revise in a very shortest way possible. Try to summarize all the notes in the format of maps, tables, so that you don't need to read much data, but you actually need to actually just look at the maps and understand the facts and the concept. Topic, I would go very quickly because same topics would appear. Location, Maharashtra's latitude, longitude, then climate of the Maharashtra, 4 questions have come. Geology of the Maharashtra, because mineral resources is something that is even going to come in the further topic. Then we have population report, especially 2011, because 2021 census data is still not official. Then human geography regarding Maharashtra perspective. Forest and wildlife is something 5 questions have been coming. River system is something that is fetching highest number of questions in the past 10 years, because important river system is something where the economic life is depending upon, and therefore rivers and tributaries of world. Very briefly, India, few basic broad rivers we need to understand: Indus, then Brahmaputra, Ganga, Kaveri. And then regarding Maharashtra, we must understand our river system to Godavari, Tapi, then Krishna, Bhima. Everything must be understood quite in a detail. Then few questions related to industries have appeared. Mineral resources, I would say. Then social and economic geography, something related to Maharashtra, 1 question I have identified. Then political, that is understanding different districts, taluka, then understanding which district is connecting which district, any new taluka formed, we must be aware. Then natural resources, we can definitely actually read rock system of Maharashtra, agriculture of Maharashtra, and few miscellaneous points. But if you see, the number of questions are 11122 and the data is huge. So therefore you must strategize, you must plan, you must create short notes, so that this huge data is glanced in a very short before the examination. Now regarding this topic, you must understand that much of the literature is present in Marathi language, but in our class notes we have prepared notes which are exclusively in English medium. So if you are preparing in English medium, definitely good options are not there in the market. There might be quite a few, but if we need to actually cater the need of the English medium, then for those students we have prepared exclusively English medium notes, which are in 70 to 80 pages, sufficient for prelims, sufficient to get much of the questions correct in your examination. Now, once we have understood the strategy regarding geography, let me make you aware that we have launched a batch, and the name of the batch is Dheya. Targeting MPSC, that is going to be there on 20th September. We are launching this batch in Marathi medium on 26th March and in English medium on 1st of April. If you need to inquire more about this batch, you can call on 788-799-2834 or 9975806127. I would like to brief you about this batch. This batch is exclusively separate for Marathi medium students, and for English medium students the batch is going to be separate. Batch is going to be online, offline, and batch is going to be live. But if you miss out any lecture, then even recording will be provided. This batch is something that is strategizing 28th September examination. And if you have a plan, definitely go with that plan. But if you do not have any, I would suggest you that you can go for our batch. This batch would be covering all your subjects. Monday to Friday we are going to cover subject, and every Saturday we are going to have current affairs. And we are promising students that we would be covering current affairs from the past 1.5 years. This batch, after teaching you subject, would be testing you through test series also. And every Sunday is something that we have planned test series. So definitely, if you need to appear for 28th September exam with a very full zeal and with the right approach, definitely you can go for batch. You can inquire on this number, and definitely see that you are enrolled and strategize your preparation for this examination. We would be coming with many strategy videos on our YouTube channel. So do like and subscribe, and we will be keeping you updated regarding this examination. So thank you everyone.